Welcome and congratulations for making to this point, watching this video. But even if you haven't seen the other videos, you might watch this, because in this video I will tell you what is your best and biggest chance to make this beautiful life transformation happen, that you can play the guitar, you can play music for yourself, and you acquire these skills and you will have them for the rest of your life, and it will change your life profoundly. It will change how you look at yourself. You will be true inspiration for other people. The list goes on and on and on. And I assume that's why you are watching this video as well. So before I get into the details, what you can exactly find in the Chords of Love music transformational program, first let me get back to what I mentioned in the integration part 2 video, in which I talked about what are the keys to success to make it happen, because it's not all about learning how to move your fingers. That is rather the byproduct of integrating playing music into our lives. So what I mentioned in that video, at least the most important part, is what you need. You need small routines, so you know when you will be practicing and what you will be practicing. So for example, if you have a daily routine, then you can find the 5 or 10 minutes in the morning or in the afternoon or in the evening where you pick up the guitar, and if you know that that's gonna be the time when you pick up the guitar, you don't have to think about it. And when you know what you will be practicing, then you don't have to think about that either. So you can spend all that 5 or 10 minutes. Of course it can be more, but I'm using 5 or 10 minutes example because I want to show you that even with 2 times 5 minutes per day, it is possible to get to a point where the movements will be natural if you keep doing the practice. And that can be also fun. I will be talking about that a little bit later. So have your develop your routines when you practice and what you practice. The second very important part is having access to relevant and good quality information and educational material, which means that knowing where to find that kind of material that is relevant for you and useful for you, and you don't have to invest time again and again to find this information. That can save you weeks, months, years, lots and lots and lots of time, and that makes all the difference, almost all the difference. Because, for example, what else is really important is to have guidance, have someone by your side who can track your progress, point you into the right direction, show you where you can find the relevant information, and help you to learn how to navigate yourself within the vast amount of resources you might find, to know what is the ideal next step for you, what is relevant for you, what is not relevant for you. Because especially in the beginning, when you don't have the basic understanding, it's really hard to decide if something is for you or not, if you should learn something new or keep practicing what you are been already practicing. So guidance is very, very useful. I also talked about motivation, how it will start high, and your learning curve will be really steep in the beginning, and somewhere between the 3rd and the 8th weeks of your learning process, the learning curve will start to get less and less steep, and it almost like flattens out, and your motivation will drop, and that's where most of the people stop. But if you are prepared for that, it doesn't have to stop you, and you can transcend this phase actually quite easily. I also talked about how important it is to find fun in the practice right from the beginning. Find the ways how it can be fun and or relaxing for you. In optimal case, both, because that makes huge difference. And I also talked about the community, how incredibly powerful the community can be, and how useful it is to be surrounded by people who are on the same journey as you are. So before I get into the details how the Chords of Love music transformational program can bring all this to you, I would like to talk a little bit about the basic idea and the intention why I created this program and what is my intention with it. So first of all, I don't call this as a music course. I call it a musical transformation program, and I call it like this for a reason. Because it's not merely a music course. Whenever we learn something new, what we need to learn is how do we become the person who we want to be, who does that thing, who plays the guitar the way I want to be. How can I become that person? And that's what I need to do to become that person. And then the skills will come with that. This actually can affect many other areas of your life. And in the meantime, it will endow you with the skills of being able to play the guitar and being able to play music how you play, in a real authentic form, how it is coming from your heart and not how someone else plays, but how you play. And that's very, very important. Another very important thing I need to tell you right now in the beginning, and this is maybe not what you want to hear, but I believe in honesty and I'm a straightforward person. So I have to tell you that however you do it, however you learn how to play the guitar, it's true for everything else, I think, but now we talk about learning the guitar. Whether you learn alone or whether you learn with a teacher or you learn with me specifically, you are going to fail. That's the truth. Again and again and again and again. What is really important is how you look at failure. Because when you realize that failure is not the end result of your attempt, but it is a natural phase of your learning process, then it changes everything. Because there's no way you can learn without failing. Nothing is wrong with failing. Failing is very, very, very useful. Especially if nothing happens when you fail. Because if you're a heart surgeon, you shouldn't fail. But they learn how to do that before they actually do the surgery. But when you're learning how to play the guitar, there's no risk. We might feel that there's risk, but there's no risk. But this is my most important intention with the Chords of Love musical transformation program, that this program and the community is a safe space where you can learn, you can try, you can experiment, and you can fail as many times, as many different ways as you want, or maybe you don't want, but you will, and you can fail, and it's okay. And I will be there by your side, help you to process your failures and learn from that failure, and help you to understand that there's nothing wrong with failure. This is how you learn, and you can utilize this, and that changes everything. So this is a safe space where we can learn and we can fail and we can get up, and there's no judgment. We all know that's how it works, and actually we just respect each other more and more and more when we can see and show each other our failures and how we get up and we try again, and then step by step we are learning what we need to learn. So this is a place where you can experiment and you can fail. What is also very important, that whenever we are learning something, if you have total freedom and there's no framework, you will get lost. So with the Chords of Love program, I'm providing a really solid framework in a really well structured way. I will show you in a few minutes. And you can go through this material in your own pace. You can experiment with it. You can play around with it. But you won't get lost because there's a structure. But you still have the freedom within the structure to go your own way. And you will also get feedback and guidance from me, and also even from other people from the group, because we inspire each other very much, and that's also a very important part of this process. So this is the space where you can grow into the person you want to be. Music is facilitating this change, and music guides us through these changes, but it will affect so many other areas of your life, and you will learn so much from music. Music is a beautiful teacher, and what I teach you is how you can let music teach you. And that's really, really beautiful, because music is one of the best teachers in the world. So imagine this as a safe space where you can experiment, where you can feel, where you can get up, and where you can go through this beautiful personal transformation and become the person you want to be. Which also means that you are surrounded by people who are on the same journey, and that is also very, very important, because it's really motivating, it's really inspiring, it really broadens our perspective, and when we are learning something and we do experiments with it, everybody is doing their own experiments, they will do things that, you look at it and, that's a good idea, and you try to copy it in a way, but you will be doing it in your own way, and our musical toolbox will just get more and more and more abundant, and it's super nice. And we get encouragement from each other, we get feedback from each other, but that's just one part of this whole phenomenon, what being surrounded by like-minded people who are on the same journey is. Because what is also very important, it's from the energetic level, that whenever we want to embody a certain version of ourselves, we need to tune into that frequency where that version of ourselves exists. So if you want to be someone who can play music from the heart with ease and with authenticity, you need to tune into the frequency where that version of yourself exists. And we are like tuning forks. If you get one tuning fork and you hit it, it starts vibrating, and you put it next to the other tuning forks, which are capable to resonate on the same frequency, then one resonating tuning fork will start resonate the other tuning forks. And it works the same way with us. So the more we immerse ourselves into that frequency where this higher version of ourselves exists, the easier it gets to become that person. So the power of the community is very, very strong. So in a nutshell, and in a really, really small nutshell, this is the intention behind this community, and this is what we are, and this is what you can be part of as well. If you feel that you belong to this community, please keep watching, because the door is open for you. I will show you in a second, but now I will show you what you can find in the online course exactly, because the spine of this community is the online course, which consists of many chapters. Let me show you in a second. So you go to Play Music People, you log in, and there you will have access to the programs if you book your spot into this program, and you will see different chapters with many videos here, and this is basically a really easily usable course interface, and I won't go through all the videos one by one in this video, because it would make it really long, but I show you what you can find in it in general. So the first chapter is obviously about the very basics, from how to tune the guitar, how to hold the guitar, how to change the strings on the guitar. I teach you the first very easy chord. So even if you have difficulties with moving your fingers and playing the chords properly, there's always a small step you can do. And that's the idea behind the whole course, that we always take really small steps. So even if your pace is pretty slow, you still can find something that you can do, and the next chapter is always building up on that one. But it's not all about technical things, how to move your fingers, but understanding certain things like the importance of the pitch, length, dynamics, and silence, the importance of building a habit and how you can build a habit, how you can integrate music playing into your life. So each chapter is built on the top of the other. We talk about the art of listening, for example, because if you want to play music, then first of all you need to learn how to listen, and we learn mantras in each chapter. And also there are these things, it's called the 1-minute practice videos, which is a really useful feature, because when I show you how to play certain chords, I usually create a video which is somewhere between 4 and 6 minutes. But when you just want to sit down to practice and you need a little bit of reminder, like okay, how was this change from A minor to C major, then there's a short video. This one is 2 minutes, the other ones are around 1 minute, and I show you the movement. So if you have just 5 minutes to sit down, then you can check the video in 1 minute, and then you still have 4 minutes to do the practice, and you don't have to look for the relevant part in the long videos. So chapter by chapter we learn something new. We always learn something simple. Well, if you learn something in one chapter, then in the next chapter you just need to do one small step, something that is easy to do. It's just a little bit different from what you did before, and it always takes you one step further and further and further. So this is how the chapters build up on one another, and basically we are learning all the chords of the C major scale, which means that you will be able to play many songs. And one of my favorite parts is called the chord journey, which pretty much summarizes the idea behind this course and how it works. Because the main idea is that I teach you some simple things that you can use over and over and over again in many different songs, and you don't need to bother with the rest. So in the beginning I show you how to play the A minor, C major, G major chord, and how to change these in this very order: A minor, C major, G major, A minor, C major, G major. And I show you a couple of songs which you can play with these chords, because these songs are on exactly the same chord progression. So practicing is not something boring, but you can play songs right away. And when you're good at that, you can go one step further and, for example, learn how to change these chords in a different order. So not A, C, G, but rather A, G, C, G, for example. And then the next step is to learn a different chord and how you can practice that chord, the F major 7 for example, with certain mantras. First I show you what is the simplest way to practice it with the Rama Bolo mantra, and then I show you always just a little bit more complex, little bit more difficult songs to play. But the point is that if you learn one song, then you can learn the next song pretty easily, because there will be just a small difference you need to learn, and you can use what you learned with the previous songs. So while you are learning and practicing chord changes, you are already building up a really nice repertoire, and you are learning with songs, you are learning with beautiful songs that nurture your heart and help you to relax and bring you lots of joy. We also talk about music theory. I collected a bunch of videos. Actually, I checked out dozens of really good videos on the internet, how people manage to explain the basics of music theory in very short forms. The longest one is 16 minutes, but these are all amazing videos. So I chose the 5 best ones which talk about music theory from different perspectives, and it will give you a really solid understanding of music theory. In other chapters we learn the remaining chords, like the D minor for example, and I show you 2 beautiful mantras you can play. with them, and then I show you some really easy but very effective tricks how you can create beautiful melodies just by lifting up a finger and putting it back where it was. We also have a mantra and song library, which means that you can find all the songs, all the mantras that we learn throughout the different chapters in one place, so you don't have to look for the mantras and songs elsewhere. You don't have to check each chapter if you don't remember which chapter we played with that certain mantra, but you can find everything at the mantra and song library. At the moment it consists 13 songs, but many others will come soon. I already collected songs that I would like to add to this list, and at the moment we are around 40 songs, so there are dozens of songs, literally dozens of songs you can play only with these chords, and it will help your learning process very well. We also have a collection of the 1-minute practice videos, so if you want to practice something, you can choose a video from here, and you don't even have to watch a long video. You can watch it in 2 minutes and you know what to practice. We have a picking pattern library and a strumming guide library, and also we have the recordings from the weekly Zoom calls we had. Of course, when we start our new group, then we will have new recordings. I will remove this from the weekly Zoom meetings, but yes, we have weekly Zoom meetings with the group, and we also do weekly experiments, so it's a really good way to interact with each other. We also have our Facebook group where we can upload our practice videos and give feedback to each other. So it's a very lovely way to share what we do and give feedback to each other. And we also have our WhatsApp group for quick, effective communication. And of course, anyone is absolutely welcome to send me messages, private messages. You don't have to share your videos with everyone if you don't want. Many people actually send me videos privately, and that's totally okay as well. So why is this format, the 3 + 9 month? Because in the first 12 weeks, 3 months, we go through the material together to get a basic understanding. But actually there's no way, or it's really unlikely, that you can learn and integrate everything within 3 months that you learn in the first 3 months, and you don't even need to go through the entire material in 3 months. You can go in your own pace, because after the first 3 months we still have 9 months to be together, and then you still have access to everything, to the groups, to the course, to me. I'm very happy to give you feedback. I'm very happy to have Zoom meetings with you. I'm even happy to have one-on-one calls with you. So you can get all the help you need for your journey. And actually, even after 12 months, you don't need to leave. You can stay if you want. This is a musical home for all of us. This is like a musical garden. I see it as a garden because the garden is a very good analogy for what is happening here. Because we are nature and we work just the same way as anything else in nature. So if you plant something, if you plant a seed, then you just need to create the environment for that seed to grow. And the growth will happen. You don't need to worry how the growth will happen. If you create the right environment for the seed, then the growth will happen. And this is what is happening in the Chords of Love community, that you can plant yourself as a little seed into the soil. And my job is to make sure that the soil is fertile, it has all the nutrients. I will bring you water, I will take off the weed, and you can grow, you can sprout, you can grow your roots, you can come above the surface, and you can bloom, and you can ripe, and you can be the beautiful fruit that you are for this world. And you don't have to leave. if you don't want to, but if you want to, you can at any time, of course. So this is what I'm offering to you. This is what I can offer, and this is what I feel it's my responsibility to offer to whomever I can. And as I told you, I make it as affordable as possible. That's why I made it 66 euros per month, which is a really reasonable amount of money if you look at the transformation, what it will bring into your life. But now, because we are doing a group launch, I even cut this price into half, and you can get into this program for only 33 euros per month. So 33 euros per month for all what you get in this program and for all the transformation it can bring into your life is basically symbolic. Actually, you can even get it for less. If you choose to pay a one-time payment, then you can pay 333 euros one-time payment for an annual membership, and basically that way you get 2 months for free in 1 year. So money is not really an issue. Time is not really an issue. If you want to learn, you have the opportunity, and it's on you. The decision is absolutely in your hand. If you feel that this is something that your heart calls for, and a change that you want in your life, and you want to live your life the way how being able to play music on the guitar for yourself will allow you to live, then this program is absolutely for you. All you need to do is to click the link or the button below, and then you can book your spot right away. This option is open for 1 week. So if you want to join this program for 33 euros per month or 333 for 1 year, then you can book your spot in the next 7 days, and we can start the journey together from next week. And I can't wait to help you to bring all these beautiful changes into your life, because I've seen it on so many people, how their whole being changes when they learn how to express themselves on the guitar. I think I already mentioned the ripple effect in this video, how important it is, because what I see on people who go through this personal transformation and embody a higher, better version of themselves, when they go out to the world again and meet people who they didn't meet for a few months, then the change that people notice in them is remarkable. Because when you become a better version of yourself, it just radiates from you. People cannot not see it. And also, if you play music and they know that you didn't play before, then it will be really, really obvious that something significant happened with you. And you can be, and you will be, a huge inspiration for all the people around you, because when we see that someone we know and like went through something and we see the growth in them, then it's really inspiring, because then we feel that, yeah, it's possible for me as well. Maybe they don't want to learn how to play music, they want something else. But when we see how our friends grow, then it's more inspiring than anything else. So this is why I'm so enthusiastic about teaching people how to play music, because as I told you, music is a beautiful teacher, and I would like you to experience this as well. So if your heart calls for this and you feel that you belong to this community, then this is your chance. You just need to click on the button, book your spot, and see you on the other side. But however you decide, please, if you feel like that you want to play music with or without this community, but keep playing music, because it's nature, God, universe is trying to come to this world through you, through your music, through your voice, so please let it come through. Live your life at the fullest, play music, people, and enjoy your lives.